Yeah.
We ready? I'd like to call the regular meeting to order. Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Announce that all the aldermen are present. And also, Mr. Stephen Glorioso will give the invocation, and Alderman Rob Black will lead us in the pledge.
Everybody, please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we come for you today in humility and faith. We thank you for all you've given us and many blessings in our lives. We ask for your guidance and strength. Show us the way and fill us with courage and wisdom. Help us remember your love and grace and to be faithful in our service to you. Give us the patience and understanding to face life's challenges with grace. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I want to say item 5B will be removed from the agenda for further review. And then I need to entertain, is there a motion to accept the amended agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda minus item 5B.
Second.
You got a motion by Alderman Blackman, second by Alderman Messenger. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We've got agenda public comment. The public is invited to address the board for up to 5 minutes each for a maximum period of 30 minutes, only regarding issues listed on this agenda. Please identify yourself and the agenda item. Do we have anybody in the audience like to address the board? Come on. Yes, sir. Come on.
Good evening. My name is Ralph Humphrey. I'm the president of Mississippi Gulf Fishing Banks, and you have under new business an opportunity to donate some reef balls to Mississippi Gulf Fishing Banks. I'll let you know that if you choose to do that, we really appreciate it. Our organization's been around since 1969. We're a nonprofit. We were organized by a bunch of business leaders here back in the day, and we always seek to expand opportunities to go fishing out the Gulf of Mexico. We build artificial reefs if it wasn't for us, and of course, DMR has come along and they picked up on the reef building business, but we still have the permits. We're the ones that got the original permits, and they're still in our name, and we're the ones that kind of drive that bus. So all the fishermen that are going out and catching red snapper and grouper and triggerfish and all that, they wouldn't have those opportunities if it wasn't for the artificial reef system. So if y'all choose to do that, I want you to know that we really appreciate it. That's it.
Thank you.
Questions?
Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Sure. If we donate those, are we going to get the numbers?
I'm sorry.
I was just fixing to ask that, so you beat me to it.
Yeah. Currently, the DMR maintains the numbering system.
I'm just messing with you.
That's okay.
That's a good question.
That's why I joined the organization in the first place 25 years ago. The DMR it maintains the numbering system, but they choose to hold those numbers back for 12 months to allow the reef to get established. Now, if you come to my meetings, second Thursday of every month, Biloxi Yacht Club, we give you those numbers. Join the group.
Thank you, Mr. Ralph. All right, do we have anybody else like to address the board? Yes, sir. Come on up to the mic.
Glenn Miller, 417 Dewey Avenue. And see here in the building department is to approve some tree plants on the second page. So, is that relevant? The recommendation for tree applications. All right. So, my want to talk today is about I went to the city and asked for records on the amount of tree removal applications, and for 2024 and 25. And then I had got a summary done for it of it. And can I pass it out to you?
Thank you.
Did they want to pass it out?
Just hand it there.
All right. So this is kind of a startling report, if you look at it, now, a lot of these things are happening here and there, it's not noticeable, but it's growing by increments in a kind of a silent way, but it's because of development, insurance demands, we're losing a tremendous amount of trees, and it's increasing. So, how are we going to correct this? What could we do about it? You know, if the developers and insurance companies are pushing this, does the city have a response? Can the city take a position to sort of put a pause on this? And so basically, my suggestion, and I'm going to sort of work towards this with any of the aldermen want to talk to me about it, through my organization, Voice of the Trees, is to have the city call for a moratorium, a 6-month moratorium. And part of the purpose of this is during the 6 months, surely the tree ordinance can be set in place. And there will be a transition from the moratorium into the tree ordinances, the new rules. And now homeowners can have a relief or alternative. Not everybody's fortunate like myself. I was, my insurance, State Farm, I had trees too close to my home. They wanted to, have them removed 15 feet from my house in Middle Ocean Springs, large oak limbs. I said no, but I'm fortunate enough I could be self-insured, so I didn't have to do it. But so I'm basically self-insured. Now, a lot of people don't have that option. They get pressure from the mortgage company, and they're insured. So, moratorium is a right, a power that the city has, and I wish you would consider it. That's my point. Any response to that?
Thank you.
I talked to some insurers. I talked to several insurance companies today. If a moratorium or no strong ordinance is there, the homeowner can say, no, this can't be cut because I'm obeying the ordinance. And they're not going to be, cut out of their insurance. So that's my point.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please consider that.
Thank you. Do we have anybody else like to address the board? All right. No one else? We'll move on to old business. We have the ordinance introduction and amendment to ordinance 2020-06, Appendix A, flood damage prevention ordinance of the Unified Development Code of the City of Ocean Springs to clarify variance and appeal procedures in Article 6, including the recommendation role of the Zoning and Adjustment Board and final decision authority to be moved to the Board of Aldermen. There's no need for a vote tonight. This is just an introduction for y'all to read, and if you have any amendments you want to make to that, to make sure you do so, hopefully before the next meeting, so we can have it ready. So if y'all want to have any discussion about it, that's fine. I'll open it up to any discussion. If not, we'll move on.
Other than I just think it's a needed thing we needed to clean up. That's my only comment.
Yes, I think that was something that just wasn't caught because they were supposed to be a recommending body, not
It
the
hadn't been
final
used
decision.
since it was written
Right.
out. And
So we can move on to 4B, discussion to extend residential short-term rental moratorium for 6 months. Mr. Tillis, I know you wanted to discuss this.
I need to recuse myself.
Okay. Alderman Hinton is going to recuse himself.
Me too.
And Alderman Stennis also. Tillis, you wanna?
Sure. I know we had talked about this. We're coming up on expiration after the 6 months. I see Amanda's not here tonight. Is anybody here to represent her? No.
Right.
So do you know where we're at on the,
So I primarily deal with the short-term rentals in the office. So any questions that you have about it, any information that you need, I'm able to provide it for you.
right, where are we at on the numbers? I know we gotta be coming close to the 150.
So, residential density zone, right now, we have 50 active permits, but we have one pending. Out of the cap of 55, there's 4 available openings for that. Citywide, there is 51 active permits right now. 3 are pending though, they actually go before, planning commission next week. And then there's 6 available after those 3 are approved to reach that 60 cap. Of course, the overlay doesn't have a cap, so right now they only have 6 active permits in that.
Yeah, but our maximum is 150 in residential. Isn't that correct?
So right now we're at 100 and.
We're at 150, but we still got people on the waiting list?
Correct, we have 23 on citywide and I have 6 on density.
Okay, so I guess we're really talking about just the 6 out of the 150, not the other 20.
So those 6, 4 of them will be pulled off, so it'll leave 2 on the wait list for the
Okay,
density.
so we'll have 2 left.
Right.
All right, Bobby, we want to do a discussion before we make a motion on it?
Now you're saying 23 citywide, that is
Those are individuals on the wait list.
correct. Okay, so are those 6 included on that 23?
No,
or
so
not?
that's a different density.
That's the density zone, so
Density
really-
has 6 and citywide is 23 on the waiting list.
The idea of the moratorium to begin with was try to get the waiting list down to 0, and then we could address numbers at that point. So, I mean, it's,
But the 23 you keep mentioning, those are just on the list. We only have 2 left on the moratorium on the waiting list.
So right now, I have not pulled any because the process of getting they had pulled 5, and the process of getting those 5 through planning commission and to you guys has taken months. So I did not pull any additional. I wanted to get the ones that we pulled and started the process with completed before I added additional ones. That way I was delicate and accurate with everything throughout the process. So once those 3 go to planning commission next week, then I'll begin pulling more off of those wait lists. Once I pull it though, we'll have 2 left on the density wait list, and then I'll be pulling 6 off the citywide. So that'll bring it down to 17.
anybody else?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you can provide us something in writing after the meeting, because I'm not clear on a lot of this either. I know that we put this moratorium in place, and I think our thought behind it was, can we start to shrink the numbers, but we're still working off the wait list. When we put this in place 6 months ago, whoever was on there, they got grandfathered in, but there's not been any new ones that have been added?
Not to the wait list, no.
And so we're still working off people that had signed up 6+ months ago.
Yes.
Because I would just, before we get through that wait list, know what our next steps are gonna be. Whether it's phasing in a Plan 5 every year, I don't know what that is, but I'd like us to go ahead and start looking at that. And if you could provide us something, just so I have a clear understanding of your citywide or the density part a little bit better, so
Now I
I can.
have where I printed, I got a little, I should have printed more copies, I
Okay.
didn't, but I have.
If you
one.
could provide that on the
Look
back
at
of
it.
side of the meeting, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll provide it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Y'all have anything? Julie, Rob? Gil?
Oh, good.
Well, I mean, if anyone has a motion,
All right, I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion that we extend resolution number 2025 5-002, establishing a temporary moratorium on the submission and acceptance of applications for short-term rental permits in residentially zoned areas.
I'll second.
Motion by Alderman Tillis, second by Alderman Pfeiffer. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Okay. Ayes have it. Motion passed. We want to go ahead, you want to tell them to come on in today? All right, we can move on to new business. Item 5A, the City of Ocean Springs Annual Independence Day Celebration and Fireworks Show. It'll be on July 3rd, 2026. We're needing 3 separate motions involved with this. One, we'll need to discuss the acceptance of the barge donation from Signet Maritime and Vice Construction. We also have motions to request assistance from Jackson County Supervisor Randy Bosarge and Troy Ross for the fireworks display. And then also a motion to select Pyro Shows as the fireworks provider at the cost of $20,475. So, anybody have any discussions on that? If you do, Ms. Laurie has all the details where we discussed and they had a meeting and planned hopefully one of the best fireworks shows we'll have in many years. Anybody have anything they want to ask? If not, we need.
I'll make a motion to accept the barge donation from Signet Maritime and Vice Construction.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Alderman Blackman, second by Alderman Pfeiffer. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, need a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution to request assistance from the 2 Jackson County supervisors.
Second.
Got a motion from Alderman Pfeiffer, second from Alderman Hinton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And we need a third.
I'll make a motion to select the fireworks provider presented from the quotes we received from Pyro Shows, I believe it is. Custom fireworks.
Got a motion from Alderman Stennis, second from Alderman Wade. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, something just popped in my head, I'm so sorry. Do we have, what is insurance like for this barge that gets donated? Are we not covered?
We do have the liability insurance.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Move on to item C. Authorize permission to donate 5 concrete reef balls to Mississippi Gulf Fishing Banks, only if the numbers are provided to the fishermen involved. No.
I'll make a motion.
Bobby, I know that 3 of those, wasn't it 3 that were left over from the Living Shoreline project over there?
Yes, it
Where'd the
was.
other 2 come from? I'm just curious.
They're all from the living.
So they were all in the living room.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
why do we only have 3 there?
No, they were all in the, they couldn't be installed at the time because of conflicting projects and then silted in and so.
Got a motion by Alderman Hinton,
I'll second.
second by Alderman Blackman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Get us some fishing reefs. Okay, does anybody have anything to pull from the consent agenda?
Yes, I have a question. X,
On X, pull item X.
I have a question for Ray.
Okay, hold on, we just pull it for now,
Okay.
and then we'll move it. Anybody else have anything else to pull? No?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda minus item X.
Second.
Got a motion by Alderman Blackman, second by Alderman Stennis. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, item X. Miss Julie?
So where it says on the checklist for the final plat, natural water bodies and wetlands delineation, do we have a paper copy of where those wetlands were mitigated or information just to make sure that
I
we're on
believe that
track?
Amanda has a file that has all of that information in it. I can get it to you.
I just want to make sure we're on track and everything's Yeah.
So as far as I'm aware, everything that's listed in that checklist was supplied to us prior to them going to planning commission and then coming here. So as far as I'm concerned, we have everything that we need necessary to go ahead and push the final plat through.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve item X?
I'll make a motion to approve X.
Have a motion by Alderman Pfeiffer, second by Alderman Messenger. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, go on to department reports. We got docket of claims. Does anyone have any questions on the amended docket of claims? If not, is there a motion to approve the docket of claims?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Alderman Hinton to approve the docket of claims. All expenditures are appropriate and authorized by law, and spread the summary on the minutes. We have a second by Alderman Wade. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. The monthly budget report. Does anyone have any questions on the monthly budget report? If not, is there a motion to accept the monthly
I'll
budget?
make a motion to accept the monthly budget report.
Motion by Alderman Pfeiffer, second by Alderman Stennis. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have a second round of general public comment. The public is invited to address the board for up to 5 minutes each for a maximum period of 30 minutes. Please identify yourself before speaking. Do we have anybody else wants to address the board? There.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. Brian Rose, Ward 1. I want to speak briefly about an issue that affects every resident of Ocean Springs, not just myself. Several months ago, I submitted a one-sentence public records request asking for the application submitted in response to the city's request for applications for city attorney. That's it. It was one sentence long. State law allows third-party applicants to ask a court to protect specific private information from being publicly submitted to the public, such as trade secrets or financial details. That statute exists for a reason, I get it, I respect it. 5 of the 6 applicants for city attorney position chose not to invoke that process, and they allowed their applications to be released to the public without any objection. Only one applicant, the sitting city attorney, David Harris, took me to court over it. I received a subpoena or a summons to appear in court for him to argue why his application should not be seen by the public. But the court filing did not stop there. Instead of asking only for limited protection of his application, City Attorney Harris initiated a court action against me personally, asking the court to declare all communications between himself and the city to be attorney-client privileged. And I want to be very clear on why this matters. I'm a private resident. I do not control what is or what is not privileged in this city. I do not represent the city. I cannot waive or assert the city's attorney-client privilege. That's for you to decide. You own that attorney-client privilege. Not me, not David Harris. That's for the Board of Aldermen to decide. So dragging a resident into court to litigate that issue misplaces the burden onto someone who has no authority to resolve it. And the message this sends is troubling. File a public records request and risk being hauled into court to defend policies you have no authority to decide. This is a chilling effect, not only on journalists like myself, but on any resident who might think twice now before asking questions about their government. So now, David Harris's private attorney, who's representing him in this matter, is seeking a resolution with me. And he's asking me to agree on what is and what is not attorney-client privilege. Respectfully, that is not something I have the power to do. I have about as much authority to define the city of Ocean Springs' attorney-client privilege as I do to cut the national debt in half. And finally, I want to point out something that's simple but important. A job application submitted in response to an RFP is not legal advice to the city. It's not litigation work product. It's a resume and a proposal for employment. The fact that attorney-client privilege is even being discussed here is deeply concerning. The fact that they want me to to agree to what is or what is not confidential to the city of Ocean Springs is equally as disturbing and concerning. I'm not asking the board to take sides on David Harris's litigation against me. I'm asking the board to understand how this process looks to the public and consider whether this is the message Ocean Springs wants to send to residents about transparency and accountability. And one thing that I want to make clear is that Mr. Harris did not file on behalf of the city of Ocean Springs, who actually owns the attorney-client privilege. He filed as a private individual and a member of his private law firm against a private resident. The city's not a party to this case, yet your attorney-client privilege is at stake, and he's asking for a judge to declare. Now, all three Chancery Court judges recused themselves, and the Supreme Court issued a special chancellor from outside the area to hear it, and I'm having to go to court because I sent a one-sentence public records request. That is a terrible message to send to the people. I hope the board will discuss and just consider whether this use of the courts aligns with the city's stated commitment to transparency and trust. Residents should not be afraid to file a public records request. Thank you.
Okay, do we have anybody else like to address the board? If not, okay, we'll move on to Mayor and Alderman's forum. And if y'all don't mind, I will go first tonight, just to kind of mix it up. I just want to let everybody know, we made a call this afternoon to the mayor of Ashland, Mississippi. It's a city of about 650 residents up by the Tennessee line. And I would like to ask the residents of our community to possibly lend a helping hand, give donations to assist, kind of adopt this community under our wing. Lord, we had a lot of help when we went through Katrina. Ashland, like I said, is a very small community, 650 residents with predominantly older population, many living in rural areas. While they have received support from the Cajun Navy and the National Guard, local leaders remain grateful for any additional assistance. We asked, what did they need? They said the most needed items include Visa or MasterCard gift cards, which allow residents to pay bills and purchase essentials, along with blankets, adult diapers, Depends, Ensure, or other protein drinks and hygiene products and basic toiletries. Donations, we will be collecting them from the Ocean Springs Fire Department and City Hall, with plans to deliver items on February 16th or 17th by a volunteer that's willing to take them up to Ashland. Ocean Springs has always stepped up when others are in need, and we appreciate any support this community would give to adopt the city of Ashland. I think they're definitely in need of our assistance, and also the county of Benton. County of Benton is really suffering right now. So that's one item we've got going. The other item, we've got the March of the Mayors, and I'm proud for us to take part in that. We are collecting canned fruit donations, again, at all of our fire departments and at City Hall. And our community is collecting the fruit now through February 27th. Donations can be dropped off at any of the Ocean Springs Fire Station or City Hall. Let's come together to support our neighbors in need and make a difference in the hunger crisis. So that's two of the main things I wanted to say. The other, I'd just like to give the board and y'all kind of a report of what's going on with our water, our wastewater, our drainage, our sewer capacity. We have been working diligently trying to pull all this together. We pulled all of our studies that we had in hand. We've got them now with Public Works. They're reviewing those to see what items have been completed on those studies, and they're rather large. It's taken time with all the parades and everything else, the other duties they've got. But they are moving through those. They're going to identify completed items. We have talked with Neil Schaefer to give us an updated study after that is reviewed and done. After Public Works is finished reviewing those, we will run them through our Ms. Sarah Harris so that she can add any additional grant fundings or opportunities that can be added to the list. Other than those studies, the other is a capacity study for our sewer lift stations. We have requested a capacity study being done, so they're gonna kind of break that up into quadrants and give us quotes on a new capacity study so that we know where we stand on all of our lift stations moving forward. But that's just, I don't want y'all to think that this city's sitting still, not doing anything, not addressing what we're supposed to be addressing. Everybody knows government moves slow, and that's just the way it is. But we are not sitting still. We're moving, we're doing our jobs, and I just want to give you an update. That's all I have, Mr. Tillis, if you want to take it from there.
I guess I have an announcement. February the 14th, myself, Julie, Bobby, who else we got? Gonna be our ambassador, Stephen,
Sam?
and we're Sam, and then Sam. So it's what, 5 of us?
And one of our firefighters.
Yep.
So what we're doing is we're gonna be having a fundraiser February the 14th, which is Valentine's night. Maybe a tough night to do this, but hopefully we'll have a lot of participants. And there's about 20 of us from Jackson County that are gonna form a team, and we're gonna play against the Harlem Wizards. So I would kind of compare them to the Harlem Globetrotters. They're gonna try to make us look bad, but we've got some plans that we're gonna kind of sneak in on them. So that's gonna be February the 14th at the Ocean Springs High School gym, 6 p.m. Tell everybody about it, and I'm excited about it. That's all I have.
It'll be some good entertainment.
Better bring some Bengay. I don't have much to say. I just did want to just respond to Mr. Rose's comments. And if this order were to be granted by this judge, it would prohibit citizens of OS from inquiring about all public communication that involved the city attorney. And I know that 5 of us ran on transparency campaigns, and this would in no way be transparent. And if we are, we're honest, hardworking people for our constituents, why would we want to hide anything from our citizens? So I want to make sure we continue to be transparent in everything we do. That's all I've got.
Mr. Lee?
I want to bring up the lighting at Alice Street ball fields.
Okay.
The board previously approved purchase of existing light poles and fixtures from Mississippi Power for $54,860. What we're looking at now is whether it makes sense to upgrade the LED lights at the same time rather than buying and maintaining the older HID fixtures and then converting later. If we wait and do the conversion down the road, the estimate additional cost would be around $59,200, not including the ongoing maintenance. We really have 2 opinions. Mississippi Power can handle the entire LED upgrade as a turnkey project for an additional $31,710, or the city can purchase only the poles, then buy the LED fixtures separately and contract out the installation for an additional $24,340. Staff recommends purchasing the poles from Mississippi Power and completing the LED upgrades ourselves. This approach saves money now and lowers long-term maintenance costs and avoids a more expensive retrofit later for an upgrade we will eventually need. I'll make a motion to amend the prior approval for Alice Street ball field lighting to authorize the purchase of light poles only from Mississippi Power, and further authorize the city to purchase LED light fixtures and contract the installation separately in order to upgrade field lighting from HID to LED.
Okay, we got a motion by
Kevin,
Alderman Wade.
I'll second that because I think this is a good opportunity to do that where these lights are already outdated. There's no parts available for them. I think bulbs are about all you can replace on these anymore, and that's even becoming harder. And these LEDs will be more cost efficient. So thanks for bringing that up.
We got a motion by Alderman Wade, second by Alderman Blackman. All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any opposed? Okay, how's that? Thank you.
Yeah. Steve, got a call, there's been a couple calls about the Inner Harbor Park. The lights have been left on. I don't know if somebody's tinkered with the timer. And there was some ropes put up or a chain put up for closing like at 10 o'clock. The neighbors are complaining about loud music after 9:30, 10 o'clock, and they can't sleep. If maybe we could get the timer set right and maybe get the chain put up at a decent
Scott
hour.
checked it, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Scott checked it today, he got the timer right, somebody fiddled with it.
Yeah.
And I told my lockup guy to make sure the chain is locked. If not, call me and I'll do it personally, but we'll get it.
Well, I told that fella to call me too if it was up. I'd have went and turned them off, but he didn't. So I just want to mention that to you. I also want to thank Public Works, the police, the fire department, everybody that helped with the parade. You know, it went on even though it was cold. We had a good time and just want to thank everybody.
They even had a pretty good grand marshal. It was a good parade, it was. Thank you, Kevin. That it?
That's all I got.
All right. Alderman Pfeiffer?
Yes, so I've been asked to mention by Jose, Melanie, and Julia that this Saturday, I'm just going to read this. They say, get ready to put on those gardening gloves, and we'll see you Saturday at the Civic Center by the dog park at 9 a.m. Their plan is to start putting in 60 trees for the month of February. Hancock Whitney Bank is sponsoring this. The holes will be pre-dug, which is the best part. So you can bring gloves, a shovel, meet about 9 o'clock by the dog park, City Park. This is the first of 2 dates. The second one will be February 21st, but this Saturday at 9 for anyone that wants to participate in Arbor Day tree planting. And that was that. And then second was just to kind of speak off of what Karen mentioned with Mr. Rose's statement, that I do kind of have concerns about a resident that puts in a public records request and is met with a lawsuit. And I feel that privilege, attorney-client privilege, is there to protect the communications but not whole relationships, and that the city attorney or outside counsel cannot use a protective order to shield an entire category of records from the Public Records Act. I think this does undermine transparency and also our Mississippi Public Records Act as a whole, and could expose the city to future litigation risk. And that's all I have.
All right, Alderman Blackman?
Spoke with Stephen earlier today about some issues with the walking track at the Vietnam Memorial, and need to make sure maybe we can find some kind of funding to get that corrected, because it is a trip hazard. Alderman Messenger brought it to my attention through one of her residents that walks out there. And we had noticed it, I think you and I even talked about it when we were out at the last event there. So let's see if we can get a estimate, Stephen, of what it's going to take to cut out those sections that are being elevated by the roots and get that fixed up. That's all from my ward. I did want to say, Sunday, I decided I was going to go eat some crawfish downtown, and lo and behold, there's Kevin with a rake in his hand, raking weeds out of the gutter onto the street. So everybody thank Kevin for his efforts out there, the Public Works. That was pretty impressive in the cold out there when I was going to have a good time. I should have stopped and helped. Thank you for what you did, Kevin. Not unnoticed.
No problem.
That's on there. We'll save you a rate for a night rate.
Ms. Messenger?
I just want to tack on to what Steve said. Y'all, please come out. I know it's Valentine's Day, but it's for a good cause, the Boys and Girls Club. I think you'll get some good laughs, at least as far as I'm concerned. Steve will probably show me up, I'm sure, but it's for a good cause. Come out and support the kids, and I think you'll have a good time. So,
Is he gonna lift you up?
I mean, people may fall on accident, and I may have an opportunity to score. So,
There you
I
go.
mean, you never know, right? But that's all I have.
Looking forward to it. All right, Mr. Henn?
All right. Got a question. This is actually for Sam and Mindy.
Michael.
The question for Sam and Mindy. Fire marshal, where are we at with, I knew we had applicants and we had interviews. What are we looking at?
We had interviews last Thursday. We interviewed 4 candidates, and we believe we're closing in on one. Chief Bitch spoke with him today, and so I don't want to say that's finalized, but we are looking like that is going to be moving forward very quickly.
It should be on the next agenda.
All right. Sounds good on that. I do want to, round up with what Kevin said, everything with the Public Works, police, fire, with the parade. It was really cold out there. I thank you all for coming out there and working on that, and it went off really good. So there is one thing I do want to address, and I think Karen and Shannon have mentioned it, and I would actually like to hear David Harris' comment on the public request, if he would like to speak on it.
Well, it is a private thing. The city's not a party. The Mississippi Public Records Act sets the procedure for if you have information which you submit to a public body which you classify as private, commercial, or privileged information, and the only way to address that is through a proceeding in Chancery Court. That's what has happened with regard to information that I believe is private commercial information that's confidential pursuant to the Public Records Act. With regard to the privilege, the attorney-client privilege, as an attorney, I cannot waive the privilege for any client. That's a client's job. They have to do that. So if this board determines that they don't want to assert the privilege for this communication or any communication that I have with the board, then the board must take action to actively waive the privilege regarding that communication. So I have to say, as your attorney, that any communication I have with you is privileged. You, as the client, as the board, have to take action to say that we don't want to assert the privilege. I can't waive it. I always have to maintain it regardless of what it is. So, yes, Mr. Rosenberg is correct. There is an action pending. Yes, we have had a special chancellor, assigned to hear that action regarding some very limited issues. And I haven't spoken to Mr. Rosenberg, but I know my attorneys reached out to him to try to work a resolution regarding his request. But, the board's going to have to take action on this or anything else later if you decide that you want to waive the attorney-client privilege regarding any communications with me as your lawyer. And that is your privilege to waive, not mine. So I can't do anything about that. You have to.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, David.
All right, we do have executive session items. Is there a motion to go into closed session to determine the necessity of going into the executive?
So moved.
Alderman Hinton, second by Alderman Wade. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Leland, how you been? Hey, how are you?
I got information on what we're gonna do about promotion. Should we have another for the city? Yeah, we're working on it. I just want.
Yeah, something that we've discussed about it.
Well, I mean, no, you go to your closed session when I get with you, because you know what? I talked to somebody in Jackson County had and I don't think we're doing our citizens, and I was gonna say it, but sometimes you talk to your alderman before you get up there and say something.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think that there's something we can come up with to help support in our community.
Even if it's the transportation, I don't know, I just want you to shoot it on your radar and think about it, because I really think there needs to not have to be, there needs to be something. I don't speak up on very many items, yes, but I'm really passionate. We had, Goshen, and I was able to sit, they ran both. And
Those are some ideas, especially during the cold times.
yeah, just the real cold times like we had. And I don't know what the answer is, but I do want the minds of this board of aldermen to look at it, even if there's no solution. I just want you to know that. I want to know as a constituent that you
Considering something. I'll put it on my radar, and